A little bit of pop. Pop, pop. It's time to glove up or shut up.
My fight was only like 16 seconds. Another beatdown.
We fight for our country. We fight for our people.
This is the must win for me. I will become the cruiserweight champion of the world.
I'm here to stay.
You know, I want to kill somebody.
I don't stop, I don't rest. All I do is train.
The host city coupled with the venue, then you add the TrillerVerz. What else could you want? You guys are gonna see what's up with the...
All right, here we are. Welcome, everyone. We are here, TrillerVerz 5, the lineage of greatness. Final press conference. I am your host, Roxy Diaz, alongside my co-host, Ray Flores, and we're getting ready.
Forum here in Los Angeles. You can watch it live on Fight TV. It is TrillerVerz 5. Not only do we have boxing, but also, Roxy, we have a legendary versus battle between
boxing at the same time, Saturday night at the Forum.
Listen, there is nothing like a TrillerVerz event brought to you by Triller Fight Club because it's all about entertainment from the time you walk into the arena to the time you leave. It is non-stop action, whether it be punches being thrown or verses being thrown, because you all know that Cypress Hill and Onyx are going to get down. But I can tell you, Roxy,
the TrillerVerz pass on Fight as well as pay-per-view. So make sure you text TV5 to 75303. Again, that's TV5 to 75303 to be the first to receive the latest updates and surprise deals. All right, now let's get this started. You ready, Ray?
Absolutely. And you know what? We have a lot. It is lineage of greatness for a reason, Roxy.
That's right. Let's go ahead and check out the package and see what we have coming up.
We are a very unique family.
I want to welcome the Vargas dynasty.
Fighting is our family business.
If I say it, then I mean it. Whoever you talking to.
Me and my brothers, we come from a legendary father.
At 16 years of age, I became the youngest national champion in boxing history. All my kids are very talented. Junior, beautiful boxing ability, always had power. Amado, he's my crazy kid. Emiliano, he's a 8-time national champion. The reason why they're like that is because they came from the royal nutsack.
We're all so unique, so diverse. Which one do you want? You want the Colgate, Smile Emiliano? You want the tatted, light-skinned Junior? Which one do you want?
The Vargas dynasty, baby.
The leader of all I should become. Write my name on the wall, I am the one. I'm defeated.
All right.
Yes, we do. And right now on stage, we have the legendary Vargas dynasty. I'm going to start off with the head of the Vargas family. This man, the youngest junior middleweight champion in his captivated fight fans around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, El Feroz, Fernando Vargas Sr., ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it wouldn't be a Vargas dynasty without mentioning his son. So I'm going to work my way from the youngest all the way till the oldest. Making his highly anticipated professional debut, Emiliano Vargas, ladies and gentlemen. And also, his older brother, 21 years of age. His record, 3 wins, no loss. Defeated, 5 fights, 5 victories, all of those coming by way of knockout. He's named after his legendary father, ladies and gentlemen. Here is El Feroz, Fernando Vargas Jr.
Let's get this started. But you've been in this game for a very, very long time. Why Triller Fight Club? Why them? Why this generation and this fight club for your boys?
I thought it was the best platform possible for my boy that loves boxing, you know, is being part of it. So we're excited about it. We've been working hard, and my boys are going to show what their DNA is made out of, you know. And you can't make wanting to do what their daddy did, and so I'm here to support them 110%. And I wouldn't be here if they weren't ready. They're ready 100% because they did everything that I told them to do in training camp. We sparred all the rounds that we needed to, and did all the mid work, did all the bad work, and we're.
I think it's unbelievable.
This is what can happen if you don't give up on your family. you know, and I'm gonna give it 100. I'm gonna make it a 100% and keep it real. If it wasn't for my wife, this family would not be together. You know what I mean? Because I'm not perfect. I know it's hard to believe, but I mess up a lot, and I messed up many times. And that woman has never left my side, and so this family's together because of the Queen, Marta Vargas.
Yeah, I love the fact that, see, now you guys are actually going to get a really good meal when all three of you guys win your fight. That's just a solace for everybody. I love that. Shout out to Mom Dukes. But Junior, how does it feel to be on the same card with both of your brothers too?
No, it's definitely a privilege and a responsibility. Carrying the last name Vargas, I mean, it brings excitement. You know, I'm excited as the oldest to see my youngest brother debut. You know, I know a lot of, you reporters and journalists have been waiting for the day. Bro, we're going to sell out the Allegiant Stadium one day. Or, bro, we're going to watch. All of us are going to be all on one card. And now Triller's giving us the opportunity to do that. You know, I just got to thank, David. I got to thank the whole Triller team. I got to thank my management, Eggies and Jose. I have an unbelievable team, inside and outside the ring.
Now, Amado, for you, what is it like as well being able to fight in a card with your brothers? Now you have Emiliano that is making his pro debut. You got to handle business. So does your older brother. Emiliano's next on Saturday.
First off, I want to thank the man upstairs, for being in this position. And I can't wait to watch my younger brother. Me and my older brother, we had our, pro debuts. But this is something special because this is going to be my U.S. debut as well, and this is going to be my younger brother pro debut. So, man, I can't wait. God is good, and the lineage is here. May 14th, you're going to find out what the Vargas boys are about. These boys can really fight.
Emiliano, for you, it's kind of like the gift and the curse, right? It could either go really great or could really suck being the last because you're going pro. You're the last of the three. You're the last of the dynasty to go pro. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? Advantage because you got to see your two older brothers and how they did their debut and how they've been fighting. Or disadvantage because you have all the training and you've had all the experience, especially seeing your two brothers go before you, and now a lot is expected from you.
No, well, like you said, it's however you want to take it. At the end of the day, you could let the pressure either, fold you, or you could, we have is unbelievable with my two beautiful parents that support me in anything I do. We're excited. I'm ready. This is something that we've been talking for a long time. I didn't want to go to the Olympics, so I just wanted to go pro. I just felt like, I've had a good amateur career, and I'm blessed to have Triller Fight Club as the promotional company to do that for me.
Now, I want to know from all three of you guys, because the world is anticipating you guys competing, and we'll work to Amado and Fernando Jr. Give me your prediction. In your pro debut, in a perfect world for Emiliano Vargas, how does the fight end?
Well, I said it like this in a lot of interviews. People don't believe until you put it in their face, and with anything. So what the Vargas dynasty is going to do is going to put it in your face. We're going to show the world that we can fight, that we come from a lineage, a thoroughbred of
That's right.
of killers, and we're just very excited. We're going to do everything necessary to get the job done, look spectacular, and
That's right.
So we're ready to go. And May 14th. Anytime there's a Vargas, there's going to be fireworks, there's going to be a fight, and you'll never have a boring fight with the Vargas.
For me, I don't take no opponent lightly. You know what I'm saying? I don't take nobody lightly. At the end of the day, if they have a pair of boxing gloves, they have a chance. They have a chance. All it takes is one punch. So we're in the hurt business, man. We're in the hurt business. I did everything in training camp that I needed to do, and I'm focused. I'm locked in. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything. I'm ready for May 14th, and I can't wait to perform that night. Let's go.
I can't foretell the future, but, one thing we will demonstrate is our beautiful boxing ability. We all have power. We all have intelligence. My dad tells me, mijo, primero inteligente y luego valiente. So first, use your smarts. Then, it looks ugly doing it. So when you try too hard, the shots don't open up. So, I'm going to just stay behind my jab, box in the beginning, and, if the knockout presents itself, cool. If it doesn't, then we'll get our hand raised. It's my first 6-rounder, so if we got to go the distance, we'll go the distance.
All right, there's also something else on the line, a $50,000 chain from Bryce Hall.
So I mean,
Raise
it might
your
change it
hand.
a little
Who's
bit.
taking it home? Raise your hand.
Hey, we'll just have to see May 14th.
We'll have to see.
We got to see.
We're competitive. And we got a knockdown in sparring, so I don't know if that counts.
Nope, that does not count.
doesn't count, huh?
It does not count. All right, guys, fellas, thank you guys so much. Senior, of course, thank you so much for being here as well.
I want to say something before we, and you know, I was in school, and in school, you know, I went under my mother's name, Chavez. So when I started boxing, they said that you had to go what was on your birth certificate, which was Vargas, which was my dad's last name, and I hated it because it was my dad's last name, and he never was part of my life. So, make a long story short, you know, they told me that I had to use it because it was I had to go what was under my birth certificate, and not to get my book, I needed it under Fernando Chavez, which was my mom's maiden name, and so. Make a long story short, I remember crying. I was crying. I was so mad that I had to use Vargas. I had to use what was on the birth certificate. So, how do you think I feel seeing my kids become like their daddy, savages like their daddy? You know, it's like, to me, it's such a blessing, you know, because like I said, I didn't have that now. Now, I didn't want the name Vargas, but now, when we say, I started this Vargas-ish, and that's a damn thanks I get. Hello.
The Vargas dynasty, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Fernando Sr., Fernando Jr., Amado Emiliano. Check them out on Saturday. TrillerVerz 5 on Fight TV from the Legendary Forum.
And the last names, they don't stop right here. We have another legendary last name to talk about it. Let's check it out.
People be quick to think that just because I have a Holyfield name that everything was just given to me. My mom is just glad that she really kept me on the right track and kept my head straight because it's easy to get scared off the road with so much going on out there.
I remember Evan's first boxing match with the bell rings and Evan just tilts his head, just starts like, and everybody starts screaming and it was just crazy because it was like, no, that cannot be Evan. Boom.
We have a tremendous night of boxing coming your way. You have the Vargas dynasty with all three sons fighting, but also we have Evan Holyfield matching up against a very tough and determined Jermaine McDonald. And listen, when you're following the footsteps of a legendary father, that's not easy to do. And obviously right now we want to bring up a couple of the fighters that will be involved in our next matchup. We want to bring up, with a record of 6 wins, opposite 5 defeats, we want to bring up Jermaine McDonald.
Every single fight I've had coming to this point, I've been learning from it. So I was just looking forward to apply everything I've learned to this next fight.
Jermaine, for those that haven't seen your fights or don't know your fighting style, how would you explain it to everyone?
I mean, I feel like I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer. I'm a puncher. I mean, I do whatever it takes to win. So I know I'm here on a huge opportunity. It's a big name, and I mean, whatever it takes to win.
We apologize about the mic issues, but Evan, I want to get to you in the sense of, you know, you're taking on a guy who's 6-5. This is natural progression for a young fighter, but over the next year, being with Triller Fight Club, where do you see yourself in your professional career?
You know, what they say, we take it one fight at a time, and, you know, with each and every performance, it brings a little bit out of me, and I'm sure with him sitting right there, he's going to bring the best out of me, and I'm probably going to bring the best out of him. So with that, you have a good show.
And speaking of the best, your life has been surrounded by the best names in boxing, one of those being Mike Tyson. I hear that there's a very interesting story about the first time that you met Mike. Tell us about that story.
The first time I had met Mike, it was actually before one of my first amateur fights. And, you know, when your brothers and sisters is there and it's your first amateur fight, you definitely don't want to lose because, you know, the loss follows you home. You know, I got 10 brothers and sisters, so, you know, they're gonna put me on the grill and just let me have it for the rest of the week if that was to happen. So, you know, there was already a lot of nerves on the, you know, in the air. So there's a big crowd and stuff because, you know, it's my first amateur fight. And for some reason, this venue was really packed. But I could see the crowd splitting like almost like the Red Sea, per se. And I'm looking for my dad to come through. But it's Mike Tyson and my dad. And, you know, of course, it was a lot to take in really at that moment, especially with all my family there. And it's definitely my first fight. And, you know, you want to look good. You want to do everything right. But he's going up to all my brothers and sisters and asking them, you know, hey, are you Evan? Are you Evan? And by the time he gets to the third one, I'm like, hopefully you don't find me. You know what I mean? So I dug off in the cut. But he ends up finding me. He was like, oh, so you're Evan. You know what I mean? And for the first thing I noticed from him, I didn't have no idea what weed was. But I was like, either he forgot his deodorant or he's just, you know, this is just his odor.
It's a smell in the air.
Yeah. Unfamiliar smell in the air. And once I got past that, he was just telling me, you know, hey, it's your first fight. Just go out there and have fun and apply everything that you learn. And, you know, of course, I went out there and I fought and everything. But at some point during the fight, my shoelace had came untied. And you know how it is. If you're not a coach or in the corner, you can't come up to the ring. So he had came up to the ring and stuff and started he was like, hey, Evan, you know, this is what you got to do. Throw these punches. And he was, like, throwing the combinations. And you ever seen the picture of Mike Tyson with the police are like, oh, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like that. The officials were, you know, their first reaction is to stop him, you know what I mean? Because you can't give advice to anybody while, you know, getting your shoes tied. But he starts throwing them punches. And I'm talking about he cleared everybody out of there. You know, nobody wasn't trying to touch him. But I ended up applying exactly what he had told me to do and then wanted me to fight. And so at the end of the day, the number one thing he told me was he was like, I'm proud of you because you didn't give in to your emotions. You know, if you would have given in to your emotions, the fight could have went a different way. But, you know, you persevered and you came through and you came through strong. And, you know, that's the story with me and Mike Tyson.
Now, Jermaine, you obviously have the opportunity of a lifetime against Evan Holyfield, but in terms of, you're obviously the underdog, but do you like being in that role, and what do you have to do in order to gain the upset against Evan Holyfield on Saturday?
Oh, well, I'm used to being in that role, the underdog, and I'm comfortable with being an underdog. So, I mean, I'm like the lone wolf. I'm climbing the hill, you know. So I'm not there yet, and I'm hungry. So definitely gonna take advantage of this opportunity. And so I'm put trust in my corner man, and listen to my coaches and whatnot. And I feel like it's gonna be an upset. I mean, I know all odds are stacked against me, and I mean, Bill showed us last week that it's possible, so I believe it's possible.
Evan, that's what your opponent's saying. He goes upset-minded. What about you? Are you going to crack the double-digit win mark on Saturday?
You know, I go into the gym and I work my hardest, 110%. So, you know, I'm looking to keep this train on the right track. And, yeah, that part, you know.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Evan Holyfield. Also, Jermaine McDonald. They match up on Saturday. We're going to have you guys pose off, as is customary when it comes to price.
Amazing. Also performances by Christian Combs, Corey Brodus. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And up next, we have two heavyweights looking to put on a show.
Well, you mentioned the word amazing, Roxy, and I got to say that in order to have any fight card or any big boxing event around the world, you need to have this man. This is the greatest ring announcer of all time, and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ray and Roxy. Nice to meet you for the first time. What a great night we're going to have. You know, you just met these young fighters, and of course, I introduced their dads in the ring many times. And for me, Saturday night is going to be one heck of a great night at the Kia Forum. I don't think the judges will have too much to do either. This is going to be one hell of a fight. Only 2 defeats. Those were the 2 of the best heavyweights in the world. TrillerVerz is proud to bring them back once again. The KO King from Sofia, Bulgaria, Kubrat. the Cobra Pulev.
Thank you very much, Michael. Great to see Kubrat, the Cobra Pulev. Also, you have Jerry Forrest. Kubrat, the microphone is behind you, my friend, if you can go ahead and grab that. But the last time we saw Kubrat Pulev was during a Thanksgiving weekend at a jam-packed Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas. You were the main event of the first ever Triller Fight Club Triad Combat when you knocked out Frank Mir. You're a former two-time heavyweight title challenger, but now you're getting in the boxing ring. Kubrat, I want to know from you, though.
Now it's coming the third time.
Now it's the third time. Okay, so he's already extremely focused and determined. But what was that like, being a part of Triad Combat and, you know, coming back to the boxing ring, but this time with Triller Fight Club?
Yeah, always with Triller Fight Club is good because it's amazing organization, amazing events, you know. And yeah, in Texas was beautiful fights and also the best event, you know. And now I hope it's same thing, same good event. And I'm ready for this fight. And I hope my opponent is also ready.
Well, let's talk to your opponent right now, Jerry. How are you feeling, and how awesome is it to be able to be part of this card that's not only such a big night in boxing, but also a big night in entertainment as well, as we have Cypress Hill going versus Onyx?
It's a blessing and a pleasure. I'm more than ready. I'm more than prepared. This is a great fight card. You know, to be on there with the Vargas brothers, to be on there with the Pulevs. To be on there with Kovalev, it's an honor. It's another chance for me to show what I can do. You know, I've proven myself time and time again. I've been counted out, been cheated, been had some draws. So, you know, I mean, I feel like this is where I belong. Everything that I've done has led up to this. You know, I'm always in the gym. I'm never out of the gym. So I'm in shape. I'm ready. You know, I'm ready to prove myself again.
Jerry, the last time we saw you fight was a part of a TrillerVerz that was in New York City at the Manhattan Center. You fought to a draw against Michael Hunter. I know that yesterday during the open workouts, you made a point to tell me, I'm tired of leaving it in the hands of the judges. With that being said, are you going to be looking for a knockout over a man who is very hard to beat in Kubrat Pulev?
My approach for every fight, though, is the same. And, you know, it's never changed. I'm going to outbox everybody. In the last 8 fights, no one's outboxed.
But this question is not good. Go on out.
It's all love.
Don't need this question.
Well, okay, I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
The next one. Next question.
Well, if he says that he could finish the fight in a knockout, then how do you see the fight ending?
Sorry, one more time, please.
If he says that that he could finish the fight in a knockout, then how do you see the fight ending?
So I respect him, you know. He is a good fighter, and his last fight against this good Michael Hunter, good opponent, you know, that was the best fight I watched maybe 100 times. But you know, I'm different, and I'm world level, you know, and this fight is gonna be absolutely difficult for him because I have everything, and he meet Saturday night. He gonna meet with one wild animal, and very intelligent wild animal, you know, and this he can't fight against me.
Respective trash talk. I like that. Welcome to TrillerVerz 5, ladies and gentlemen. Kubrat Pulev, Jerry Forrest. Let's have you guys face off. And
can I just say this, though?
If we can have you guys face off and pose off.
Can I just say,
yes.
when I referred to the stoppages, I was saying that I'm going to just beat him. I'm not going to leave it to the judges' hands.
Just beat me.
Oh, look at this. I like this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Kubrat Pulev, Jerry Forrest.
I like him. Normally, I like him, you know. He's a good guy. Maybe after this fight, we're gonna be friends.
We'll see after the fight. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But they won't be friends on Saturday.
This is sport. This is not war. But I'm going to win.
They're not going to be friends on Saturday, Roxy.
Saturday, I don't believe there will be any friendship happening until we hear what that who's the winner going to be.
Look at this face-off. Kubrat Pulev, the former heavyweight title challenger, matching up against Jerry Forrest in the heavyweight division. Pulev, his younger brother, Tervel Pulev, involved in our main event. So the Pulev brothers, the Vargas dynasty, Evan Holyfield, also Sergey Crusher Kovalev, And they're talking a lot up here, Roxy. I
Yes,
can
they
hear them.
are. As long as they're talking and chairs aren't swinging, then I'm okay with that. But
listen, I don't get paid enough to get in between those two bohemians, so I will, if we have security around.
Now let's take a look at what makes the TrillerVerz such an exciting event.
So you think so? What I love about this is we have the behind-the-scenes aspect. Listen, Triller Fight Club and Saturday night, it took a very concerted effort. We have David Teatrell from Triller Fight Club. A round of applause for David, a true visionary, and a woman who is certainly around the world, the legendary Kathy Duva. Kathy and David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, David, for you, as you were coming up with this lineage of greatness, when you guys were in the Triller office, Kovalev, the Pulev brothers.
Well, it's really interesting. A lot of the inspiration, of course, comes from Ryan Kavanaugh, who kicked off the whole Triller Fight Club experience with the Tyson Jones fight. And when I came on, I worked very closely. I had Sergey on top of the card. Then I started working with the Vargas team and the Vargas brothers. We had the opportunity to sign them. We brought them on. And believe it or not, on my way to my tea time on a Saturday afternoon, brothers on it. Now we have the Vargas brothers on it. And, of course, we have your fighter, Sergey, on top of the card. I said, what are the chances we could add Evander Holyfield's son, Evan, to the card? Literally, before I teed off, I had an email in my inbox, and she said, let's do it.
This night is going to be such a huge night, especially for Sergey. He's moving up to cruiserweight. How do you think he's going to do in that weight division?
Well, you know, he looks so different. I'm used to seeing him fight week all emaciated and drawn and, you know, skinny. And here he is, big and strong. And so I think after killing himself to make weight, particularly.
And Roxy, we talked about greatness, and welcome back.
There is such greatness, a lot of greatness in the room, and legendary greatness, and legendary voices. And we'll take it back to the legendary voice himself that's going to host. And first, let's get to the main event feature, and then we'll get back to that legendary voice of Michael Buffer.
We have Sergey Kovalev and Pulev.
I'm excited to face a world-class boxer like Kovalev.
Between 2013 and 2019, Sergey the Crusher Kovalev dominated the light heavyweight division, winning multiple titles and being named Ring Magazine's 2014 Fighter of the Year.
Follow for dreams, and dreams comes true.
But in 2019, Kovalev would lose his title in a closely contested battle against boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez.
I didn't have energy, you know, like after round 7. What happened is happened. It's a good experience.
And on May 14, Kovalev returns to the ring, this time competing in a heavier weight class than ever before.
Last 2 years in my light heavyweight division, it was too hard to lose in 25 plus pounds.
I want to fight with a comfortable shape and show to the boxing fans what I can do.
He is a complete fighter.
I'm going to be the champion again. I will show to my kids, never give up.
One more time.
Built for combat.
Every single workout, I remember my father.
My father said you're the oldest and you must help him. You must always take care of him.
We train together everything. We play soccer, we make conditional training, everything together.
It's coming, it's coming. It's coming. Same card in TrillerVerz 5.
How is it fighting with your brother on the same card?
It's not easy for sure because I'm not absolutely concentrated about my fight.
But Tervel, the reigning WBA international champion, faces the toughest battle of his life as he looks to retire the Crusher for good.
Always I was main event. Now my brother is main event. His fight, I think, is more difficult than mine. Now I'm not only concentrated about my fight, and I always all my life think about him. I care about him. I spar with him, and he's very quick and also smart. Difficult opponent is my brother.
We must be killer.
I wanted more. I train harder. Kovalev is about to find out.
My brother gonna win. That's it.
Take it away, Mike. Take it away.
There we go. See, I'm sorry about interrupting that video earlier, but you know, when you hand an announcer like me a microphone and put me up on a stage, well, I'm going to talk. So, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, we just saw a video that tells us a lot about what's going to happen in our co-feature and our feature bout of the evening Saturday night. The main event is going to be the whole story, but the fighter that he's fighting has an undefeated record, and he's a knockout puncher. That is part of what makes this main event so exciting. Let's bring him up to the stage right now. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sofia, Bulgaria, his professional record, a perfect one, 16 fights. Tervel, good to meet you. And I've known your brother for quite a while, but it's good to see you. He's a lot bigger in person than I thought he would be. So let's bring up to the stage, like I say, one of the most popular and 9 wins by knockout. He has 4 defeats with 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, the former 3-time light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Crusher Kovalev.
Well, Sergey, welcome to the cruiserweight division. Off your accolades, your championships, but now you are campaigning in a new division. Not only are you campaigning in a new division, but you're taking on an Olympic bronze medalist, the undefeated Tervel Pulev. When you decided to come up here to cruiserweight, why did you decide to take on someone with the caliber of Tervel Pulev?
Listen, it's all questions to my promoter. Like, I'm ready for anybody and anywhere. Just they said your next opponent is Tervel Pulev. Are you ready? I'm ready always.
To Tervel, I want to ask you, this is one of the biggest fights of your career, going up against the Crusher. Do you believe that this may be the toughest challenge that you've ever had to face?
Hello to everybody. First of all, I want to say big thanks to Thriller Fight Club that makes this fight happen. The opportunity to fight against this big name of Kovalev. Yeah, I think I'm in very good shape now. What was your question? Can you repeat?
Do you believe?
Well, one thing I love about being a broadcast journalist is I like to ask the tough questions. So as we conclude, Tervel Pulev, what is your prediction on Saturday night as you take on Sergey Crusher Kovalev? Will you remain undefeated from the legendary Kyiv Forum, a part of TrillerVerz 5 live on Fight TV? Your prediction, sir?
My prediction is that I'm going to remain undefeated.
All right, Sergey Kovalev, how is the fight going to play out against Tervel Pulev? He says he's going to remain undefeated. Welcome back, Sergey Crusher Kovalev, Tervel Pulev. We will have you guys face off for the ceremonial stare down. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The main event of TrillerVerz 5, Sergey Kovalev, Tervel Pulev. You guys can go ahead and stand up, Sergey. And also, do not forget, after our main event, Roxy, we got the Versus battle featuring Cypress Hill and Onyx.
It is going to be a legendary group from the East Coast going up against a legendary group from the West Coast. And, of course, the legendary Forum. It's going to be amazing.
You have the Vargas dynasty, Evan Holyfield. Also, Sergey Crusher Kovalev in our main event against Tervel Pulev.
It's going to be such a wild night. Once again, we want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for Michael Butt for being here as well, announcing our main event and co-main event. I would like to thank everyone that is watching, and don't forget to tune in May 14th as the TrillerVerz takes over LA, featuring Versus Fight Night music, Cypress Hill and Onyx. Subscribe to TrillerVerz Pass at Fight.